In a corner of the ever-wet market, amidst the fishy smell of fish that pierced his nose and the shouting of vendors, stood a father named Sarman. His rough, knife-scarred hands never once rested. Every morning before dawn breaks, he has prepared a sharp knife, a bucket of cold water, and a pile of fresh fish ready to be cleaned of scales, split open, and cut off the tail and head. That's his routine, day after day, year after year. Sarman never complained, even though his work made his hands always sore, his clothes always wet, and the fishy smell seemed to stick forever to his skin. Even in the rainy season, when water seeps from the leaking roof of the market or puddles soak his feet that are only wrapped in flip-flops, he still stands at the cold wooden table. If the sun is fierce, his sweat drips with the fish water, but not once does he complain. For him, working as a fish cutter is a gift. God still gives him the energy to stand upright, gives him sustenance through the blades that dance in his hands, gives him the opportunity to go home with a bag of rice, a plastic bag of vegetables, and a few rupiah for his children's school fees. Sarman is grateful, very grateful, even though his life is simple and as it is. In a corner of the ever-wet market, amidst the fishy smell of fish that pierced his nose and the shouting of vendors, stood a father named Sarman. His rough, knife-scarred hands never once rested. Every morning before dawn breaks, he has a sharp knife, a bucket of cold water, and a pile of fresh fish ready. The important thing is that it's halal, he says one afternoon, when a buyer bargains fiercely for the price. He just smiled, then served patiently, cutting the fish as requested, weighing honestly, wrapping neatly. He believes that sustenance has been arranged. It will not be confused. Sarman knows very well, even though bad weather sometimes makes the market deserted, he never really goes home empty-handed. He believes that God always opens the way, whether through regular buyers, impromptu orders, or even leftover fish that he can bring home for dinner. Whenever tiredness ensnares his body, Sarman always remembers the faces of his wife and children at home. Faces that await his return with genuine smiles. His children may not understand how heavy their father's shoulders are to support, but for him, seeing them full, able to go to school and sleep well, is more than enough to exchange all his tiredness. In the evenings, when the market was quiet, Sarman would wash his tools, clean the wooden table of fish scales and blood, and tidy up the remaining cardboard and plastic.
Ba gì cả đấy hả? Nhờ.
He would return home through the drizzle or the gray. Such is Salmon, a father who doesn't talk much, but his hard work speaks loudly. A father who is willing to stand on the muddy floor of the market to fetch halal sustenance. A father who always bows low before God, grateful for whatever he is given, no matter how small it is.
Nhân nó có mandum bang kan? Oh je. Nhan je di ending di ha.
And in every piece of fish he cleans, there is always a prayer he tucked away. May his children one day grow up to be people who are not afraid to get dirty for the sake of goodness, not ashamed to work at anything as long as it is halal, and always remember to be grateful, whatever the circumstances.
TikTok bagai emang. Ya. Oh. Lepas ni hana follower sih lo. Mengbelah ribe. Tes le. Dalam pai tanya ada pedakun. Ada loncok bak gom. Ongko raya alam laut lebih ya. Ada tamunan.